Good morning, video games. Welcome to Filthy Casuals, a podcast about video games hosted by two very kind and extremely knowledgeable boys. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Tommy Dasilo, and with me, as per usual,
Ben Vanel here, Tommy. Finally, we're back in the same room.
I know. It's been a little while.
It's been
a while. It's been a little while.
It has been a little while. It's been a minute. I was in Adelaide. You were in various places.
I was in Cairns. Then we were, I don't know, one of us was sick or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was a whole bunch of shit going on, but we're back in the room. Mm-hmm. Beautiful to be back here, seeing my little boy Louis.
Oh, yes.
Terrorizing this house.
Yeah.
Chewing on my shoelaces before.
He loves a shoelace.
Yep.
He loves to chew. He's still in the teething phase.
Yep.
But he has settled down. He's not going to bark. I'm saying it now.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, he barked a little bit when we shut the door, but he is now sleeping in his bed.
Okay, that's great.
He has grown significantly. Mm-hmm. I had to buy a new collar because he outgrew the previous one. But it's going well.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to be back in the room with you. It feels odd. It feels weird when you for one random week you have to pivot to being online.
Yeah.
But then you get used to that, and it feels weird to pivot back to being back in the room.
Because we film using my phone, so I can't, like, when we're on the well, it's not Zoom.
Yeah.
When we're on the computer, we've got notes, we've got web pages, we're referring to stuff. We never make mistakes that way.
Exactly. We record a perfect episode every week. And now here we are in the same room.
Yeah.
Ready for the corrections corner to make an appearance next week.
But we do have some games to talk about, which is great.
We do.
I also want to do some follow-ups because I've been fucking loving Ballxpit.
Oh, yeah.
It is so much fun. I've been playing the hell out of that, which I hope other people have been.
Yeah, where are you up to? I'm up to level 3. I think this is the thing for me that's really making it stick, is that it's got sort of more. I think you and I, when it comes to a rogue-like, we both like there to be some form of progression.
Yes.
Tangible progression that is sort of pretty constant, that makes it feel like more than just a continual loop of just kind of trying to get like the highest score again and again.
Yes.
And so this has like a thing where the levels that you're in, the run that you're on is finite. You will get to a point where there's a boss, and I find that, I don't know how you find it, I feel like if you're able to have made it to the boss on the run, you will beat the boss. If you've got the skills, if everything's cooking in tandem enough to get you to the boss, beating the boss isn't like too much of a challenge. It just maybe takes a little bit of time. Yeah. That's based on only being up to level 3 and having beaten the boss on there once. But it doesn't really feel like, I guess it kind of has to be that way, because once you're doing the boss, you're not earning really many or any upgrades, so it has to sort of be, you've got to dodge a lot more projectiles and stuff like that, but it's not like you go, oh, I just don't have the skills, I can't beat the boss on this round, because there's no way for you to upgrade, so that would be completely unfair.
And you have like the length of, I'm not sure if it's actually the whole like reverse of the run, but you have that time to whittle them down. It's not just like, oh, well, we're going to hit the bottom of the screen and I'm fucked.
Yes.
I think I'm 3 or 4 maybe. So the other thing I've been doing, I've been trying to learn how to use Unity.
Okay.
Unity. I want to just fucking make a working prototype of a game.
Yeah,
I feel like, we've talked about this heaps. You went through that process with the great Gumpy Function, who did the programming, but just making even a shitty playable game.
Yep.
Where at least the concept is my own. It's like, I would just love to tick that off.
Yeah, cool.
And so, just working through, and like I've had a little bit of coding experience through the years, but working through that, figuring out like even just the visual side of it, you have your scene and you have your little modules and buttons and things like that, which, as far as they go, I think Unity is pretty like user friendly. It makes a bit of sense, especially if you like just design visual stuff, just layers and little items and various things. But then, working out the scripts and a lot of tutorial
It
reading.
is fascinating, all that stuff of like when this happens, this is going to happen. When this all the little like rules that you have to build into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. When Gumpy would show me like on screen share bits and pieces of like how things were all kind of connected and working in GB Studio.
Yeah.
Which is what he used to make our game. It is super interesting. And I have the same thing. I have an element where I'm like, yeah, it'd be pretty interesting to learn this, but it's like, oh, it's very time consuming. It's very time consuming, and I have enough other things that I also want to learn how to do. Like, I want to be able to animate better. I'd love to be able to use Blender in a decent way. And you know, we're only getting older.
Yeah.
The brain only has so much capacity.
I know.
It's kind of realizing like you got to pick one or two of these and really like lock in, rather than have 8 programs that you can use about 10% of them effectively.
It does. It actually feels like learning a language, which is just so much harder when you're older.
But it's fun. Yeah. It's like when I've gone and sat down and really committed to like going through tutorials for like animation software or whatever, and you're like, some things have like good inbuilt tutorials, other things you're having to like look around and find a good like YouTube version of it. And then when you find that right one that just really clicks for you, where it's done in a way that is easy for you to interpret, and you realize you've just spent a whole day.
Oh yeah.
But you've done this thing and you've gotten to the end of it and you're like, oh, I can do a little thing here now. It's like, it's satisfying. It's a nice feeling getting into bed going like, I know how to do a little more of something than I did when I woke up.
Totally, absolutely.
Because that's rare as you get older. Like,
yes. Yeah, usually it's the opposite.
Yeah, you maybe learn something that you read in a book or whatever, but like actually like upskilling is like, you reach a point where you're just like, unless you're like called on to like need to do it, like if you buy a house and it needs some work done, and you decide that you're going to go down that rabbit hole, I'm sure that's very satisfying as well, but that's a lot more like necessity based. Like, I want to be able to make a little cartoon. I want to be able to do something utterly useless and worthwhile.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to make kind of a card game.
Oh yeah.
With, a twist. And so I've got to the point where
old Rummy, but she's like real hot.
Real mama old maid milk.
Young Rummy.
Old mummy milker's maid. That's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah, there we go.
But so I've got to the point where I have like a container wherein the cards should be dealt.
Yep.
I've got a dealer placeholder character. I've got a win tracker. I've got, it feels great. And then you hit a point where, like you say, you spend an entire day trying to fix one thing.
Yeah.
And when you get to the end of that day and you haven't fixed it, it's kind of the reverse of when you succeed. It's like, maybe I will never learn how to do this.
I think you do, yeah. If you teach yourself a new little thing, like especially like a program or whatever, you do learn a lot of other stuff along the way.
For sure.
Just like for me, I'm very bad at like bailing when I just get frustrated by a point of it. Like you say, having that day, it's very hard to get up and get back in the next day and just be like, I feel like I'm hitting my head against the wall here. But it's a good thing to learn, that resilience to like keep powering through and figure out what the solution is.
Yeah.
And I think like it's fascinating when you learn a little bit about that stuff and then you go back to playing games because like, I guess like a platformer, not to say that there's not fine tuning and tweaking and stuff, but something like that is probably a little more straightforward than something like a Ballxpit, where there is like so many variables and so much stuff going on, and you start to realize in a game like that, probably like the programming of the actual mechanics of what it is fairly simple, but it's that fine tuning of all of the different things working in tandem and wanting there to be periods that you get to where you'll feel overpowered in a satisfying way, but is still challenging, but isn't unfair. Like all of that tweaking things by a fraction of a percent to get that balance right.
Yeah.
Where when you're playing it, you don't even notice that any of that stuff's there.
Right.
That is the stuff that's fascinating to me. Those games that take months and months and months of fine tuning those elements, or like a Ballxpit or something is sort of the same thing.
Yeah, where it's
and
like
having to go through and make sure you haven't inadvertently put anything in there that breaks the game, or maybe you have, but that's the point. Like you kind of want that to be possible.
Which I feel like the guy who did Ballxpit must be a maths genius, because that is like, it's so many variables and they're all pretty crucial. Whereas even with a ball pit, it's like, well, if you get the physics right for the balls, then it's about adding effects. It's about adding interactions with the enemies.
And all those things too, of thinking about like when you power them up, the amount of damage that they increase by, or the percentage chance that they increase by.
Yeah, that's true.
What's the right number? Like the difference between going, the base of this is like it ups something by 5%, and then the next upgrade is either 7% or 8%.
Right.
That 1%, it might sound like nothing, but it like can potentially massively changes the game. Especially when you factor it in with like all of the other things. So like all of that, like it must be months and months and months of just like making a build where you've changed something like the most minute amount. You even see it in like bigger games that have been out for a while, in like a Smash Brothers or whatever, where they'll like change someone's stats, a character's like stats ever so slightly, and like people lose their fucking minds.
Well, I mean, like Silksong had a couple of patches with, I think, difficulty tweaks in them, which it's like, I guess we were too good at playtesting it, you know.
Yeah.
And like, there would be so many things where you as the developer are like, well, this suits me, but I'm actually not making it for me.
Yeah.
But it's been very interesting. If anyone in the Filth audience has any experience with this stuff, fucking hit me up.
Yeah, hit Ben up. Slide into the DMs.
Please do. Or slide into the Discord.
Yeah.
We do a little Patreon bonus stuff for this show, where we have several tiers, and one of them you get access to the private Discord server, and you get monthly mailbag episodes, and you get ad-free episodes of this very podcast.
That's so true.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Bessie.
I call it how I see it.
And then the next tier up from that, of course, you get weekly bonus episodes. You get monthly special zones, which we just put up. Tommy, you did the history of Kirby.
I did do the history of Kirby.
It was fucking awesome.
Speaking of playtesting and difficulty,
yes,
there was a Kirby game where playtesters thought the difficulty should be increased a little bit, and HAL Laboratories said, no, we don't want to torment Kirby.
Yeah, I think Nintendo maybe, right? Were like, maybe bump it up. And
the Nintendo playtesters were like, if it's a 3D plane, you can just kind of like move to the side and dodge the projectiles. Why don't you put more of the enemies in? And they're like, I don't think Kirby would like that.
But you can listen to that. And every single weekly episode that we do, we talk about movies and music and books and TV.
Yeah, we got a lot. I got a lot to talk about this month. This week, sorry. But
we had the mailbag last week.
Yeah.
So I haven't even talked about my trip to Adelaide to see the Strokes. So much shit.
Is that the best advertisement for getting on the Patreon? We're going to talk about Adelaide. I am going to be in Adelaide, by the way. I don't even have any of these dates on sale yet.
Okay.
But I'm going to start it with your permission.
Yes.
Because this year when I toured, what kept happening was we would be recording, I guess remotely, when I was already in the place where I was doing the show, and I would mention it. I feel like I mentioned the tour when I like put it all on sale. And then kind of don't really want to bog people down with ads, so would not talk about it. Would talk about these shows like the week of, sometimes the day of the run starting, and multiple times this year I had someone come up to me after a show, almost quite angrily, and say, oh man, I only fucking heard about this today on the pod. Why didn't you fucking mention that you were coming to Perth or wherever? And I was like, I feel like I've been talking about this on my social media for... what a great way to say you don't follow me. You listen to the show, but you don't follow me personally.
Yeah, I've muted the boys personally. But
But I will be in Perth at the Fringe, Feb 11 until 15, and then Adelaide, Feb 20 and 21, I believe, are the
Nice.
dates. So keep your calendar open for February. If
One
you're in
week,
those places.
1 week after Valentine's Day. Maybe a late present for that significant other.
Yeah,
in your
let's get a
life.
Valentine's Day session going for one of my
Yeah,
shows. Everyone
yeah.
get in.
Nice.
Anyway.
That is fair warning.
Fair warning, but I want to talk a little more about Ballxpit. I mean, not Ballxpit, sorry, Ballxpit.
Ballxpit, yeah.
I've unlocked the guy that all of the upgrades get sort of automatically chosen.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a really fun way to play it.
Yes.
As much as you would think, it's funny because it almost does remove the one true bit of strategy there is. But I kind of like that because you just end up with some insane builds.
Yes.
Because it does this cool thing where it comes up with the screen where you choose what your next thing is and a little kind of pointer comes up.
Yeah.
And it sort of does this like very performative kind of hover over one. And it'll sort of show you the text screen of what that upgrade is for like a few seconds.
Yeah.
But then it closes it quite quickly. So you often end up with just a screen of shit that's going on where you're like, I don't really know
Yeah.
what any of this is. I sort of don't know what... There's a few things in there that I've picked before or would have picked myself if it was up to me, but then it's chosen a bunch of things that I just kind of never gravitate towards. And I wish I could say that I've learned something from this about what good combinations of everything are. That is the one thing when you get when you've got like a really good run going where you've really locked in and you've got some fucking mad combination where you're just caning it and then you beat the boss. It's great because you've beaten the level, but there is a part of me where I'm like, it's a little annoying to not be able to just like keep going. Yeah. Because I've got I'm like, this could be an all-time run here.
Yeah. Or like have a thing where you can like quick save that layout of variables, so at least in the menu
beat the boss
you
and
can
then go into overtime. Like it just keeps bringing waves where you can just like see what kind of score you rack up.
Yeah.
But I'm loving the progression of. I think we talked about it last week, but each level you don't just have to beat it, but you have to beat it with two different characters to get enough gears to sort of move on to the next level, which is a really nice way of making you use all these different sort of types of guys that you keep unlocking. And it's fuck, it's good.
Yeah.
It's such a good goddamn game.
I feel like there's probably something I'm forgetting. Blueprints. But like that and Ballxpit got to be up there for like the best indie game of the year. Like
big time.
Really, really, like very similar to Ballxpit in just an incredibly easily digestible and repeatable gameplay loop.
I think it's just got that, it's just got that perfect balance of like the kind of the one more run factor of a good roguelike with the just, what we want. A bit of a feeling of like not just kind of the pointless feeling of just getting your ass whooped and going back in. I know those games always do have a bit of stuff that carries over, but there's often not quite ever enough. This to me does feel like a game of just like levels that I'm like, it's got an end point to it where I will have unlocked all the levels, gotten to the end, and then I can choose to go back in and go on speed runs or whatever. But it does feel like there's a bit more like
you retain a bit more. Yeah.
Speaking of games where you just go in and fuck around and there's an endless loop, I am very tempted to have a go of The Simpsons in Fortnite.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It looks cool.
It does look cool.
I hate that this is what has gotten me interested.
Yeah.
You do have to pay for it. I think it costs you I had the most embarrassing run of Google searches in a row. Is The Simpsons Fortnite free? And it said, no, it costs 1,000 V-Bucks.
Right.
And then follow up Google, how much is 1,000 V-Bucks in AUD? And I think it's about $12 or something.
Okay.
That's all right.
Yeah. That's like buying a costume, basically.
It's like an indie game.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
It's an indie game, but it's one of the biggest games of all time, crossed over with the biggest media franchise of all time.
Yeah. So that's good. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
That's a great deal.
I just want to get in there as Mo and fucking blow Maggie's head off with a bazooka.
Yeah. I want to go in as Sexy Marge.
Yeah. I want to go in as Sexy Flanders in his skiing zoot suit thing.
Yes.
But yeah, it looks kind of stupid.
Yep.
I don't like when I've seen videos of people playing it and they've got like the other regular Fortnite characters running around in there.
Yeah.
That annoys the purist in me. I wish
Yeah.
it was just a fully self-contained...
A game mode.
Only
Yeah.
Simpsons. I don't want some fucking... I don't know. I don't want the Scream guy running around in there with me. I want Simpsons only.
Yeah, I don't want to be fighting Captain America.
Yeah.
I want Radioactive Man.
Yes.
Or nothing.
Thank you. But yeah, I'm tempted by that.
Yeah.
There was a couple of little bit of news things. I don't know if you caught this during the week. A classic midnight rollout of a YouTube trailer, very unceremoniously announcing a Switch 2 upgrade for Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Well, no, I did not see this.
Okay.
So let's move on. No, I would have liked to see that because I will go back in on Animal Crossing.
Yeah, it's not coming out until... Again, this is so far away. This is not until January next year that it's launching. I don't know why this wasn't part of the Direct recently.
Yeah,
but anyway,
yeah.
So it's two things. It's a Switch 2 upgrade pack, which I think is like $5 or something, and it's going to improve the resolution. You can have more people online.
Oh, yeah.
Visit it. You can have up to 12 people running around.
Nice.
You can do the game chat thing on each other's islands, which is sick. Being
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
actually voice chat on that game. Probably the Nintendo game that benefits most from them now having voice chat capabilities on
given
the
it
console.
the main purpose of the online is just to hang out.
You're not even playing against each other.
Yeah.
You just literally are walking around the island.
Yeah.
So that's cool. A new megaphone that you can buy.
Oh.
And it uses the mic, and you can call out to the villagers.
Hell
so you can go like, "Chops," and then it'll come up with a little speech bubble saying like, "I'm over here," which is cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So pointless, but neat.
Yep.
So there's that, and then also a free update to the base game that you can play on the Switch 2 or the Switch 1. Like also in the Switch 2 upgrade, mouse controls for like doing your home decoration. You can like make little paintings and stuff with it. That's cool.
Yes.
A like a hotel where you get given an assignment to like decorate a room in a certain way.
Oh yeah.
New items and stuff. They're doing like a Lego collab, so there's going to be a whole bunch of Lego stuff.
Okay.
And then if you scan Zelda or Splatoon amiibo, you're going to be able to get a whole bunch of decorations of like Zelda stuff, like all the shit from Tears of the Kingdom to like deck your room out with little Animal Crossing versions of like some of the characters from Tears of the Kingdom, like the bird and the those guys that you go and meet.
Yep.
And then little Animal Crossing versions of the Squid Sisters in Splatoon. And a bunch of other little quality of life, neat little things added in there. But it's funny, like with these Switch 2 upgrades and free updates, I wonder if with some of these franchises where you would assume there'll be a new one, they'd be working on a new one for the Switch 2, and then something like this significant of an upgrade with a Switch 2 pack maybe makes me think like, they are probably a fair way away from having a new Animal Crossing for Switch, or they're kind of going like, well, what can we do to make it different enough when there's already, you can play the previous one on the Switch too. So this seems to be a bit of, to me, a concession to like, it's going to be a while.
Yeah, because that Animal Crossing that's out was what, 2020?
Yeah.
And that was, I mean, it was a few years into the Switch 1's life. So I mean, I would have assumed probably still it would be a couple of years until an Animal Crossing follow-up, but...
Yeah, I feel like they probably... Yeah, they probably know that it's like a good one for a mid-cycle.
Yeah.
Like it is going to be a one that does make people finally go, okay, I'm going to buy the new console for this. Like they've just had a Mario Kart. They've had a big platformer. Like
they got Metroid Prime 4 coming.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably worth sitting on that for a little bit.
Maybe
give it a 3-year slump of sales. That's one you can deploy to really get people invested.
Maybe if they do another Switch Lite version of the Switch 2, align it with that. Someone who's basically just keen to play Animal Crossing. Yeah. Which there are, tens of thousands of people who are that exact person.
But I thought that was cool. I was like, man, I
wish I'd heard of it.
I think I was like, I'm going to go back in. I'm going to revisit the island. I was saying that to Lauren, and I've been saying this for a while. She should, get back into Animal Crossing. I was like, why don't you pick it up again? And she's scared to turn it on because the last time she'd had a big break from it, all the villagers get really shitty at you.
Oh, yeah.
And she's kind of scared to go back in.
It's going to be
and
overgrown.
Get harassed by all the villagers they're like, where the fuck have you been?
Because what was the situation? Initially, you just had one island and you would sort of jump in and play on her account.
Yeah, I think she would, because it's got all that annoying stuff where like the person who's set up the save file is the only one who can make the decisions in terms of things like putting in little rivers or anything structural like bridges and all that stuff.
Yes.
So I think she would just log on as me and do all that.
Yeah, right.
Because she was playing it way more than I was.
Yeah.
I think maybe they added a thing where you can transfer that. I'm not sure. Like they have all these things where they don't want you to be able to share a save file across two different consoles and have multiple. They I don't know. They have all this. That franchise. They are the most like strict with how fast and loose you can be with it, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, which is odd. It must be tied into how it's programmed, right? It's like, it has to unfold because it's aligned with like the actual day-night cycle of the world.
Yeah, I think they just really do want people to experience it in exactly the way that they dictate. But it is, I mean, especially for something that is appealing to little kids and stuff as well, like, setting up the console and then being the parent and you've set up the island and everything and then having to be like, hey, sorry, you can't do this. I don't really have a good reason for why not.
No.
You just can't.
Yeah, literally if they had a parental mode.
Yeah.
Where it is like you have sort of a guardian player who, but they don't have that unless they do and we don't know about it.
Yeah, because we haven't played it for a while.
That's right.
All the villagers are really angry at us.
Yeah, because you can wipe your save and start fresh.
Yes.
Which I think I will probably do because I don't think I've touched it since 2021.
I would say the beginnings of it are very drawn out and arduous.
That is true.
It's a little annoying. That is
true.
I'd be interested to see what they do with a new one when the time comes, and I think that's definitely the main improvement they could make.
Yes.
Bit more freedom and speeding up those early stages, especially when in the time since this last one came out, that genre has become so overcrowded with like different people doing their same thing and ironing out all those frustrations that those developers have as fans of the OG.
Totally. Like a Dragon Hawaii, Infinite Wealth.
Yeah.
Did its own version of Animal Crossing that was less painful.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yes, completely.
One other bit of Nintendo news that I found very funny, a Resident Evil collection coming out the day that the next main one does.
Yep.
What are they up to now? What number is this? 9? 9. Yeah. The day that 9 comes out, a pack where you have 7, 8, and 9 all in the one thing for a pretty decent rate, and also a Switch 2 Pro controller, which is bizarre that it's the first themed Pro controller for the Switch 2 and it's Resident Evil themed. And an amiibo.
Fuck yeah. That is odd because they've been so tied to Sony.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. And I mean, do you know why 6 was scared? Because 7, 8, 9 of Resident Evil.
Right. right, I get it. I thought you were going to do a 6-7 thing there.
No, I'm too old.
7, 8, 9 is truly, it's the millennial. Yeah. It's the old man version of the 6-7. Very funny. Resident Evil amiibo is such a strange concept, but I kind of love it. They've just announced it.
Into Mario Kart.
There's no picture of it yet either. They're just like, we're going to have one of these coming out. It's like, what will it be? They're like, we'll show you later. It's like, why did you do this announcement then? Who is this for?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to get the amiibo, but I hope it's a cool one.
But Capcom seem, they're pretty all in on the Switch too. Like they got Street Fighter 6 on as a launch title, and obviously like working really hard to get Resident Evil 9 looking good on there. And Monster Hunter, yeah. So that is all that's all the little bits of news that I could really find this week.
Nothing else has happened this week.
Nothing major.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, this is exciting for some people, maybe we've lost a lot of listeners off the back of this in the last few weeks, but no negative Xbox news.
Yeah.
For the first time in like 2 months, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's been some think pieces and some follow-ups, but nothing has broken.
I'm sure there's stuff happening behind the scenes that
absolutely
just hasn't been made public yet.
Yeah. But we'll see. I'm sure there'll be something within the next 7 days. But that means we have more time to talk about video games that we've been playing. And I have gone in on a game I kind of thought was already out.
Yep.
But I think I got confused with Avowed because that is already out. And it is also by Obsidian.
Yep.
And it is also a very similar to a Bethesda game that has, existed for years. The Outer Worlds 2. It is out. It is proud. It's on console and PC.
Yep.
And I'm really enjoying it.
You were a big fan of the first one.
Loved it.
Yep.
Loved it.
I played it for a little bit. I liked it. I liked the world and the story and everything. I didn't like all the moment to moment of like anytime I was kind of like wandering around doing combat or anything like that. I feel like that was a pretty common complaint of it, that the combat was not that great. And from what I hear, that has been greatly improved in this one.
Well, I mean, it's hard for me to kind of judge that because I liked the combat in the first one.
Right.
But it's very similar to sort of Starfield and Fallout and those games where they are first-person games. They're role-playing games first, but you run around with guns.
Yep.
And the guns have always felt like kind of just pointing a stick.
Yeah.
It's not like playing a Battlefield or a Call of Duty. There's no recoil. You're not, fine-tuning, although you can mod your guns, but you're not there for the specific, like, heft and weight and, all of that stuff. It kind of is like, this one's a rifle, this one's a pistol, and this one shoots laser beams.
Yep.
But I don't know. I liked it before and I like it now because it is simple and it's not the focus of the game. The focus is the writing. It's the story. It's the characters. It's the world. And I'm having that weird problem where the first game was so good to my taste. The second game is so similar to the first one. Yeah,
that's kind of the impression that I've gotten from looking at video and screenshots of it.
Yeah.
And I guess the style of game that it is hard to make it feel like a sequel that is a sequel that is like kind of doing a lot more with it, where it looks like this could have been DLC.
This is long. This is long DLC.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still playing through Mario Galaxy 2, and that literally is a bunch of discarded ideas from the first game. It looks the same, feels the same. Some little things, like your overworld thing, is a little bit tightened up, but by and large, it's just like a continuation of the first one.
Which, like the counterpoint to that is Silksong is very different to Hollow Knight, and also literally was DLC.
Yeah.
But, look, different characters, different storyline.
Yep.
They're all still fairly familiar if you've read any science fiction, played any of these kinds of games before. But I do think it has that same tone from the first game that distinguishes it. It's actually funny, at points. It's actually witty. The satire is heavy-handed, but it also is relevant.
If you had to say something about the script and...
It had me... I suppose...
when you say you find it funny...
Yeah.
Was this like just like an internal thing where in your head you think to yourself...
No, I was audibly... I was audibly
you were making
chuckling.
a sound.
Yes.
You were...
And it was...
you were AC.
Yeah, I was AC. At regular intervals.
Akal.
Yeah.
Akal.
Yeah. Akal.
So good to be back in the same room together.
It had me frequently laughing out loud.
Okay, great. Thank you.
No, it's good. It is good, and it stands above.
You're in the Rufflecopter.
Oh fuck! I was. Hey, you better get the vacuum out because I'm going to be rolling on the floor laughing. It's good. It is. It even, I think, is a level above the Fallout games, which have this sort of semi lighthearted but semi self-serious approach to like the Armageddon. It's the apocalypse. It's and it's never actually that funny. in execution.
Yep.
Whereas this, it feels like the people writing it have a sense of humor and know how to deploy that.
Yeah, Fallout seems a little more like it's you're meant to just find the juxtaposition of the imagery funny, more so than they're trying to make the characters be overly quirky or anything like that.
Exactly. I was going to say it is an aesthetic that they have applied.
Yep.
Rather than it like actually writing jokes and funny, charming characters and stuff. And I feel like these two games definitely have actually interesting characters. Their personal dilemmas are interesting to explore. The quests you're doing allow you to make moral judgments that you actually care about because there's some kind of depth to the things that are happening. And also you can like squirt monsters with acid and shoot their heads off.
You can piss on monsters.
Oh, yeah. I've modded mine to make all the monsters look like Drumpf.
Right.
And I get great satisfaction from
that. That must feel so cool.
Yeah. I'm yassing at the screen.
This could be the thing. This could be the thing that takes him down.
Oh, right. I thought you were going to say this could be the thing that finally breaks me through in the industry.
No, I think it's going to be the thing that this word of this podcast will get back to him.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, "Fuck, a guy modded me into a video game,
and he's
just shooting me and pissing on me." I guess people hate me.
I guess I better quit.
Time to resign.
Yeah. But I do still think like the combat that is the more like, well, you go up to a base and there's a bunch of guys there.
Yeah.
It still is fun.
Okay.
Like it is straightforward, but I don't know, there's something about popping some cunts' heads off with a rifle.
Oh, yeah.
Those dumb little bastards. Mm-hmm. It feels good. The sneaking and the stealth, like I do tend to take like, lock picking, stealth, hacking, like from my real life into the video game role playing situation.
Yeah, you don't want it to be. You don't want to be playing a role. You want to be like playing as close to yourself as possible.
Yeah. As Ace Coolman. all my video game characters are called Ace Coolman.
Yeah.
But
do you want to say, by the way, what your I can't remember if you posted this or just sent it to me. When you were playing Pokemon and what you made your name?
It's only relevant to Australians.
Yeah. I would even say maybe only Victorians.
Oh yeah, true. I called myself Desi Fremon,
which is a sovereign citizen.
Yes.
Still on the lam at time of recording.
Yes.
Who, by the way, is from the same town as comedian David Quirk.
Oh, really?
Who I saw hosting a gig recently. And he was talking to this guy in the crowd who was there by himself, and Quirk started a bit by talking about how he's from Popunka. And he's like, would that mean anything to you? And the guy's from New Zealand, so he didn't know what he was talking about. He's like, what if I said the name Desi Freeman? And the guy just goes, Kathy's dad?
Fuck me. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with naming my characters.
Yep.
I think I called this one Gub or something.
Gub?
Yeah. But so the combat's great, and yes, there is a funny bit at the start where it's like one character's like, now we could go in through the front door, guns blazing, and the other character's like, or you could sneak around the side, where it's like, oh, so you've described, video games since 2000.
Yeah.
Which I feel like maybe was a bit tongue-in-cheek, but literally you can do that. You can
imagine ever in any scenario in real life hearing someone use the phrase guns blazing.
It's never used literally.
No one would be able to say that in real life in an actual scenario like that and keep a straight face.
No.
You'd be like, you're the wrong guy for this task. I now am immediately convinced that we're going to end up shot in the head.
100%.
Because I'm with someone who thinks that they're in a movie.
Yeah. And it's still usually applied to like board meetings.
Yeah.
Don't go in guns blazing. But yeah, the stealth stuff's great. Like it does actually work as an alternative, and when you're like, reading all of the journals and reading people's computers and shit like that, the writing there is all really good as well. And it's probably actually the first game I can remember where I've put all the settings to high and ray tracing on, and it has not run well at all.
Ooh, okay.
Like properly, I had to turn ray tracing off, settings on medium.
Yep.
And it still looks very nice, but it is this gorgeous, like vibrant color palette of a world that I'm on now, at least. It's very detailed. There is like a lot of reflections and lighting effects that could be applied. So if you have a really, really sick PC, I am jealous of you, and I imagine this looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And it probably is worth, if you don't, playing on a PS5 or the soon-to-be defunct Xbox Series X.
Soon to be doorstop.
Yes. But yeah, it looks fucking great, and the design is really cool. And yeah, again, it just has that... It's a shame because it has the feel of someone taking Fallout 5 and then using that skeleton and redesigning everything to be cooler. So there's always this echo of like, it really does remind me of a Bethesda game.
Yeah.
But it feels like a better one.
Yeah, it does seem like it's gotten like... I have not heard all of that much about it.
Yeah.
It really seems like it's... If you're a diehard of the first one, you're pumped for this, but it hasn't really like... It hasn't punched through in some ways, like when a sequel comes along and it does everything so much better.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe this is just within our bubble, but it feels like Ghost of Yotei is a good example of that, of taking a good foundation and improving on so much of it. Story's a bit more interesting.
Yep.
Everything's like different. Everything's familiar to the first one, but also like different enough to feel like you could go in on this one as the first one. Whereas it feels like with Outer Worlds 2, like... Yeah, if you weren't caught in by the first one, you would not be bothering with this.
Which is a shame because I think it is basically the same as Ghost of Yotei.
Yeah.
It is familiar. You can jump in fresh if you want to.
Yeah.
Because it is also, like Yotei, similar to that genre of games that it's in.
Yep.
But like, yeah, this game, compared to the first one, it has a new protagonist. It has a different story. The setting is vaguely the same, but you're going to new places and they're presented in a different way. A lot of it's more streamlined and more intuitive.
Yep.
Like it really is the same experience.
Did you finish
with
the
Yotei.
first one?
Yes, I did.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah, because unlike so many games, I was actually hooked by the story.
Yeah.
I genuinely wanted to know what happens at the end, and it pushed me through it. And I
And then you got on YouTube and looked up Outer Worlds Ending Explained?
That's right. And
As I do for all piece of media that I consume these days.
I missed at least 12 things. Not to mention the Easter eggs. No, I did. I finished it. I love the story, and I imagine I'm going to have a similar experience with this one. Like, and they are big, long, like classic shafts. But I'm similar with Yotei. You know, that took me 40 plus hours to finish. I'm going to play this one to completion.
Cool. Nice.
I'm going to get to the climax.
Yep.
I'm going to clean myself off and move on to the next one. But no, I'm quite enjoying it. But I will admit to having that odd feeling of like, this does feel like more of the first one.
Yep.
And I shouldn't care because I loved the first one.
Yeah. And when
So-
it's been enough of a gap between,
For sure.
you're just ready to go back in.
Yeah, I'm primed.
Cool.
But having said that, yeah, if you didn't get like grabbed by that first one, don't.
Don't bother.
It's not like they've gone, oh, we got to reinvent the wheel so we can grab a new audience.
Yep.
And maybe that is why it hasn't made such of a splash. It doesn't have much new. It hasn't, radically changed.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
there's-
I'll give this
yeah.
a try. I mean, there was enough that I liked about the first one, but
And it looks very nice.
Trying to think, did I maybe play it? Did I maybe have it on Game Pass? Would that have been a thing?
Oh,
Would
well,
it have been
yes.
on Game Pass? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, absolutely would have been. Yeah. But
RIP.
yeah. Well, no, but
Not really.
Outer Worlds 2.
Cool.
I'll give it an 8.5.
Well, I haven't really been playing anything new this week. I feel like I was dabbling in a lot of different stuff last week.
Yeah.
And next week I'm excited for Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment.
Yes.
Some good early reports on that from people who've either played it at one of the expos recently where they've had a demo set up, and also at a bunch of Walmarts in the States there's like a demo kiosk. And then 2 weeks after that we get Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks after that we get Metroid Prime 4.
Fuck yeah, bitch.
End of the year's pretty stacked this year.
It is. I'm
sure there's one or two other big ones that I'm forgetting about.
Well, the next Call of Duty is coming out quite soon.
Yes.
Which maybe I will go in on the single player if that's actually...
If it please the court?
Yeah, my leash. If it seems like it's a hefty enough experience.
Yep.
Because I just don't play the multiplayer.
Yep.
But yeah, I feel like there's maybe a few other big ones yet to come.
Yeah.
But
I think there's some other big one that we're forgetting, but yeah, it's and it's also, it's getting to that time of having to think about the end of the year.
yeah.
What's that beautiful list going to look like?
Well, let's have a bit of, maybe 15 minutes or so of speculation about what might crop up on our lists. We were when we did our mailbag recently, someone suggested we do a half-decade wrap.
Yeah.
For, I think they did actually mean video games, but we'll probably do that as well as for the bonus episode.
Yeah, what is
of
to
culture.
come? What is to come for the back end of the year that could potentially make it to our end of the year
Lists?
Because
I know, and yeah, it's not going to be a super, I think, diverse range of. I feel like a lot of people's top 5s and top 10s will be quite similar.
Yes.
And I did have the feeling this year that while there have been many good games, I would feel hard pressed to make a top 10 that I'm truly passionate about from 1 to 10. I reckon I got a solid top 5.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, okay, good point. Yeah, 5 is easy, 10's a little harder.
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I feel like ours are going to be very similar this year.
Probably,
maybe not
yeah.
so much in order, but I don't feel like there's as many ones that have, one of us has gone like hard in on.
Yeah.
That we're as like more passionate about than the other.
No, I don't think so. But yeah, I mean, Ghost of Yotei. Oh, brother.
Yep.
That's going to be up there.
Ghost of Yotei, Death Stranding 2.
Yep.
Mario Kart World. I'm an outlier. This is the weird thing is that like a game has its. I notice this more and more on social media, and obviously that's my fault for looking at it at all.
Yes.
But you see these takes of things like, man, people just fell off that game, didn't they? And it's like, yeah, it's been out for a few months.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it works. Like,
yeah.
I do think, I'm shocked that they've not added more to that game yet. I know they undoubtedly will at some point, but it is strange to me that they've not closed out the year with a little something extra in there. I really thought that was a lock that they would just be quite regularly chucking new costumes and little bits and pieces and carts and stuff in there.
I mean, we thought there'd be like another Donkey Kong costume at least. Yeah. And there hasn't been even that. Yeah. Which, like they did add a lot to 8, but over a very extended period. And
I kind of thought it'd be a thing where eventually the process of adding new tracks to it will be quite difficult.
Yeah.
And, would need like a whole other map or whatever and potentially be a paid thing. But I really thought it would be like a quite regularly like, hey, here's just one new costume.
Yeah.
Out of the blue.
And man, look, we still have a couple of months left in the year.
We do.
Perhaps they'll do a little holiday.
Yeah, and we're talking about this as if like the end of the year is the cutoff where then they're never going to be able to do it again.
No, but yeah, it is a little odd. And like I think, so many people in the lead up to the launch of it and a lot of that speculation was based around, well, it would make sense with this financial year and this quarter and this thing, and it just ends up being like, no, Nintendo just do what they want to do when they want to do it. But apart from that, Blueprints was fucking great. Was talking to friend of the show, Tim Clark.
Oh, yeah.
He's gone back in on that. I don't think he ever finished it, but man, just reminded me how fucking enthralling that experience was.
That was a great experience. That was a real, not just like I'm having fun playing this game, but like the whole thing of it was like so like transcendent, like outside of just the thing of like this is a fun game, like the actual feel of doing it was so unique, up there with like an Inscription. Like
Yes.
by the time you get to
Yes.
it, it's like I've not just not played a game like that before. I've just never, like, you can play a game, then it's great, and you're like, that was like, up there with like one of the best movies that I've seen. Like that's kind of like a real pinnacle of a game being able to like transcend the medium.
Yes.
Whereas, a game like Inscription or a Blueprints, it's like, this is beyond anything. This is beyond even like the best examples of a game. You wouldn't call it cinematic.
Right,
You wouldn't
right.
even call it's like outside of just having puzzles. It's the like layer and layer of like the meta stuff all feeding in, and
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to say, is that it's not that it compares favorably to other media, it's that it raises the ceiling of what games can be.
Yeah.
And your personal like understanding of video games.
Yeah.
And that was a fucking great one for it.
I feel like I've got to go back and put more time into Silk Song as well before the end of the year. I've got a couple that I'm like, I bounced off because of playing other stuff for this. And I'll say this, I don't think there's ever been as much discussion about any game in the Discord as there was with maybe Blueprints, actually.
Yeah.
But Silk Song, people are still in there talking about it.
Yeah.
Anytime I get on and I see there's like new messages in the general discussion, it's just it's like three people just still trying to help each other out through the back end of Silk Song.
Fuck.
It's had a long tail.
Yeah, and like I played it as much as I could until I just literally hit, the maximum of my skill.
Yeah, it's
And
one of those
probably
ones where, like Elden Ring, right? People talk about how it's like very hard / too hard for some people, and yet, so many people that seem to be able to be seeing most, if not all of it.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I should be able to get this done.
I think, and we talked to Greg Larson about this as well.
Yeah.
There is, when you have other things to do, and
Yes.
that sounds somewhat like patronizing to the people who have the time to spend on it, but like when you have, especially when you're at least partially or wholly self-employed, you're constantly kind of working.
Yeah.
And so there's a limit, I think, on the amount of time you feel you can justify to just sit and play a game.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
if you are working 9 to 5 and it's a grind, and you get home and you've got an evening and you're just like, I've worked all day.
Yep.
Of course I'm going to play Silk Song for 4 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
like, and also, if that's the only game you're playing.
Yeah.
If you haven't had to...
I think that's the main thing for a lot of people that listen to this is like, they're not playing everything every week.
No.
My version of that, is just I'm going through. I never finished it back in the day. I feel this great sense of duty to finish off Mario Galaxy 2.
Right,
And that
right.
is like exactly pure like comfort food.
Yep,
Sit down
yep.
at the end of the night and just do 4 levels. Just go through, get 4 of those little stars. It's like I know I can sit down and achieve that in a set amount of time. There's bits of challenge here and there, but it's not like, I'm not like, going to bed going like, did I get anything done in that game?
Right. And then there's a few others. Was Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii this year? Was that like
very
early?
start of the year,
There's that. I want to play a bit more Final Fantasy Tactics. There are
Yes,
definitely games this year that I feel like I need to give the respect they deserve before we finish the year.
Well, write in and let us know what's your top 10 looking like, because I think I've got a pretty I would say this year so far for me, my top 5. I don't know, and maybe I say this every year. Who knows? But my top 5 this year, I think, has some true all-timers on it.
Yeah.
Like I think Death Stranding 2 for me is one I'll be thinking about for a long time.
Certain monkey platformer.
A certain monkey platformer and a certain kart racer. I just had so much fun with both of them. Also tied into just the excitement of a new console coming out. Was cool.
Yeah.
Blueprints, obviously, as we said.
We should rate best console releases of the year as well.
True.
Top 5 new consoles.
Top 5 new consoles, yeah. We got to go looking for like all those weird little like retro handheld things that come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, the top 5 is like full of some absolute all-timers. And I think I loved the previous Hyrule Warriors game.
Yeah.
That's a chance of getting up there for me. Kirby Air Riders is looking so fun.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime 4, like to be like 2 months out from the end of the year and still have like potentially some like massive contenders in the mix.
Yeah,
is
because
exciting.
Metroid Prime 4 is like December 4th or something. Yeah. It's probably going to be the last major release we play before we put our lists together.
I know. And that's going to be one of those annoying ones that always struggles to get a look in because it hasn't had the time to fully sit there.
But it's the last thing we'll do before we go on our holidays.
Yes.
So you can just this is work and I'm going to play the shit out of this game.
Yeah. If I haven't finished it, I'm going on a little holiday after Christmas.
Oh,
and I'm going to be taking it with me.
Yeah, very nice. Well, that's
sort of staying down at the beach and sort of praying for a bit of bad weather.
Well, I don't know if you know this about the Switch 2, but it is a handheld as well as a home console.
Oh.
So yeah, you don't even have to take the dock. You can just take it out and it's kind of like a big Game Boy almost.
Right, I've been using it as a doorstop.
Interesting.
So the second time I've mentioned doorstops on this episode.
Yeah, it's the most doorstop heavy episode we've ever done.
All right, well, we better wrap it up there for another installment of Filthy Casuals. Thank you for joining us. Let us know what is looking like it's going to be on your top 10 list for the end of the year, top 5.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week. We'll be talking Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment and I'm sure some other things along the way. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time. And as we say here at the end of every episode of Filthy Casuals, doorstop.
Doorstop. Next episode, we rate our top doorstops.
Oh, yeah.